surface at 9 o'clock, Tifun Tedo, which rounds off at 10 o'clock. So I welcome you and I thank you very much for joining us, for choosing us. I'm going to be your host this morning. I'm Ronke Giwa Onofua. And I hope it's going to be a great day, that it's going to be a productive day, and it's going to be a lovely day. Let's find out if we're going to get lovely weather today. Lovely weather is relative. For some people, they love it to rain. For some people, they love the sun. All right, so let's see what Blessing Agbeichan's got to say about the weather this morning, and then we'll be right back. Don't go away.
Today is Tuesday, the 12th of October, 2021. Thank you so much for keeping it locked onto your integrity station. It is time for me to take you through what the weather has in store for today. To start with Ibadan, the capital city will experience low clouds breaking for some sun, with the temperature at 33 degrees Celsius high. Abeokuta today will experience considerable morning cloudiness, followed by clouds and sun in the afternoon, with the temperature at 34 degrees Celsius high. Lagos today will experience intervals of clouds and sunshine, with a thunderstorm in parts of the area, with the temperature at 31 degrees Celsius high. Ado-Ekiti today will experience intervals of clouds and sunshine, with a thunderstorm in parts of the area later in the afternoon, with the temperature at 32 degrees Celsius high. Away from that, and now to Osogbo, the capital city will experience intervals of clouds and sunshine, with the temperature at 32 degrees Celsius high. And to wrap up on today's edition of the weather forecast, Akure will experience low clouds breaking for some sun, with the temperature at 31 degrees Celsius high. And that will be all on today's weather forecast for major cities in southwestern Nigeria, as brought to you by Splash 105.5 FM. Please do remember to stay safe and healthy today. I am Blessing Agbeichan. Thank you for listening.
Splash FM 105.5.
Good to be back here today. It's a beautiful Tuesday morning, by the way. It's the 12th day in October 2021. And yes, it looks like it's going to be a beautiful day. So whatever the weather, just get out there and have a fantastic day. All right, from me to you. We're going to do straight from the dailies. We're looking at the stories making headlines this morning in Nigerian newspapers. And of course, we would love to take your reactions and comments. We're going live on Facebook in a minute. We're already live on Facebook. Okay, so please go on Facebook, facebook.com/Splash FM 105.5, facebook.com/Splash FM 105.5. Leave a comment under the video. And of course, you want to do an extra favor, share the video to your community as well. We've got Barrister Yomi Ogunlola and Plato in the studio this morning. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning, Ronnie.
Yes.
Good to have you here.
Morning.
How are you today?
Good morning, Nigeria. Good
Great.
morning, Ronke. Good morning, Plato. Good morning, YSM.
Yes.
And I think we have our cameraman around too.
Yes, Oluwaseun. Good
Oluwaseun,
morning.
good
Thank you
morning.
very much. Everyone working behind the scenes to ensure
Yes.
that we look good on air.
Exactly.
Thank you very much. All right, so let's race through some of the headlines in the papers this morning. Here, Naira exchange rate artificially low. This is coming from Vice President Osinbajo. Naira exchange rate artificially low. Also in the papers this morning from the Tribune newspaper, where I'm actually reading from: infrastructure deficit. Makinde addresses allegation of starving, saving local government funds. That's in the paper. Allegation of starving, saving local government funds. Also in the papers this morning, acting chairman denies conspiring with Ajimobi's wife to take over APC. To hijack Oyo APC. This is also in papers this morning. Let's move to the Nation newspaper and get more stories. You can see a list of President Buhari's achievements in the nation. Also, World Bank, Nigeria, other low-income nations piled up $860 billion debt. That's in the business side of the news this morning. And also in the papers, no rift between Oshibajo, Tinubu says Ojuju, as also in the papers. All right, real quickly, also in the papers this morning from the Vanguard newspaper, I believe, okay, from the Vanguard newspaper. Okay. All right. This one's from the Nation newspaper. Nigeria to start local production of weapons. President Muhammadu Buhari on Monday said he has instructed the Ministry of Defense to create a modest military industrial complex for the local production of weapons to meet some of the requirements of the country's armed forces. He explained that the establishment of the industrial complex would address Nigeria's over-dependence on other countries for military equipment and logistics. He said the project is being implemented under the Defense Industries Corporation of Nigeria, a military department responsible for arms manufacture. On other efforts to strengthen national security, the president said Nigeria had received 6 A-29 Super Tucano. He said the propeller-driven aircraft are being used for training, surveillance, and attack by the military. On this local production, of course, anything locally produced is great. Anything we do for ourselves is great. But I know that in time past we had complained of some arms proliferation, meaning that we have it actually in arms in circulations, weapon in circulation. So what are your thoughts on this? Based on the fact that we're complaining that there's even too much arms going out around that ought not to be. What are your thoughts?
Well, I think first, is there a need for us to have for such production to be anchored by the Ministry of Defense? At the moment, there is Proforce. When you're driving along Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, there's Proforce that manufactures military armories and the likes, and of course even exports. I think one of their major customers is the the Nigerian government, the Togolese government and the like. So they've sold artillery vehicles and the likes to this these countries, including I think Benin Republic too. So what we are having now, if we say that we should have, why not talk about a partnership between the Ministry of Defense? Not necessarily us, being, the ministry being the one in charge. Yes. Now, when it comes to production of such arms, arm proliferation may not necessarily. Now, where we get issues of arms proliferation will not really be from local producers, really. Why? Because most times when you have an organization like that, there is always a regulation. There is, there are actually standard, industrial checks. So you cannot even produce more. Well, someone can gain knowledge of such and then go elsewhere to do that, but not within, within that setup. So what I feel we should do is not necessarily having the Ministry of Defense set up an industrial plant for production of arms. Yes, we can sponsor researches. For instance, when Kalashnikov was going to develop the popular AK-47, it was sponsored by the USSR government, and of course, with that. And I know that the military also has the department of arms development and the like. So what are we doing? We can sponsor research in coming up with arms that that
not produce them. Is that what you're saying?
We don't necessarily have to produce them. If there are actually organizations where we can get them from, even when now we can then say, okay, we already have a model of what we want. These are the certain things that should be there, and then you still retain your trademark. It's as simple as that.
Okay, Barrister. This is effort. For some people who say that the government is not, the military is struggling in containing, what's going on, in the country, security issues. But would you say that this is for effort on the part of this administration?
Well, when it comes to this administration, I take such proposals of government with very great caution, because of what we have gotten in the past. I don't think it's a bad idea for government to want to go into arms production, especially when you consider the need for secrecy, even in terms of what weapons are developed and all that kind of stuff. But the question to ask is, the company that is on ground, what is that company up to? What has it done so far? What has it done so far? There is a company that is being funded by the federal government. I've forgotten the name now. Is the
Proforce is also, in fact, I know that they've also bought some stuff from Proforce. So
exactly, so what is happening to those ones? And one other thing that I found, wrong about this country is the inability of government to interact positively with the universities, for instance.
Right.
Because the citadel of learning should be that cradle, where ideas, ought to originate. But we find that
but it's the same universities that some courses I know, for instance, there was a course in the Department of Political Science called Revolution and Counter-Revolution, and then you see how to ensure that
why?
Well, out of fear. Apparently, out of fear.
You can see the cat and mouse relationship.
Apparently, it's out of fear. It's fear that you know that what you are doing is terrible, and of course, students can imbibe such, whatever they. But then, like Barrister said, we need all these things. That's the truth.
Right. So what's the way forward now? Because we keep hearing...
We need a synergy between the federal government and the universities. We are underutilizing our universities. You can imagine a whole UI. The best they can do so far. They produce bread. They produce pure water. It is demeaning.
Would you even compare the quality of the bread with other bread you eat outside? These are some very important issues.
Wow.
Those are places where ideas, ideas should originate in moving the country.
Barrister, it should shock you.
But when you have an uncooperative government, I can understand the stand.
Barrister, it would shock you. I read someone, and I was reading a particular, like the roadmap, the blueprint for Faculty of Agric, and I saw that when they were founding that faculty, the intention was that the faculty was going to be producing food for the whole of the Southwest.
Exactly.
But that's not obviously not.
They are not even producing food for the whole of UI, let alone the Southwest.
Okay,
so
wow.
We do have a lot of problems. You can imagine the other time is it Ono that came out? No, it wasn't Ono.
The pencil.
Ono was the pencil man. Saying up till now we never see him pencil.
No, actually they've done the pen. He remains the soup.
Wow. Okay, we're going to take a short commercial because I think one of the biggest issues also is that this government sometimes can be in denial. Because if you're in denial of a problem in the first place, all this we're talking about is just laying bricks on it. If there's no foundation, there's really no. Because there's in the papers this morning, Punch says security situation today better than 2015, says additional. All right, let's take a short commercial break. Let's hold the thought. We'll be right back. Facebook, wait for us. We'll be right back after this short commercial break. Don't go away.
Arenax Plus ní orúkọ tó yẹ kó o rántí ní ìgbàkúùgbà tí ó bá fẹ́ rí ara rẹ tí o sì nílò láti lo oògùn ibà lọ́nà tó rọrùn. Arenax Plus ní oògùn ibà tá a ṣe pẹ̀lú èròjà artemether àti lumefantrine tí yóò lé àìsàn ibà dànù kúrò láàgọ́ ara rẹ ní kíákíá láìsí ìnira kankan. Ó dára fún ọmọdé àti àgbàlagbà. Ìdí èyí ní ìgbàkúùgbà tí o bá fẹ́ ṣàfẹ́rí àìsàn ibà láàgọ́ ara rẹ rántí orúkọ yẹn o. Arenax Plus ṣá àìsàn ibà balẹ̀ kó wómúwómú.
Tí kò bá sí àyípadà lẹ́yìn ọjọ́ mẹ́ta, kàn sí dókítà rẹ.
Arenax Plus ó wà káàkiri àwọn ilé ìtajà òògùn tó súnmọ́ yín. Òògùn ibà gidi tó yàtọ̀ láti ilé iṣẹ́ Swiffer.
Today is a good day. A good day to take a walk. A good day to reach for your goals. A good day to finish reading that book. A good day to connect with your friends while doing the things you love. A good day to shoot your shot. A good day to enjoy life to the fullest with Malta Guinness.
Malta Guinness. Enjoy a world of good.
Call
calling on all streamers, gamers, and heavy data-based business machines. Glow is giving you a mega data plan that's truly out of this world. For 100,000 naira, you get a whopping 1 terabyte of data that carries you for a whole year.
Wow, I love it.
Yes, you heard right. 1 terabyte for 100,000 naira. So go ahead, chat, stream HD videos, post, upload, download, and enjoy mega data as much as you want. 247 365. Dial *777# to subscribe today.
Unlimited.
Extra, 10% extra. Your healthy Kellogg's breakfast has got extra, 10% extra. Tasty Kellogg's sachet, $9.90 naira.
That's right. Now stay active and alert with the new and bigger Kellogg's 90 naira packs. Your favorite Kellogg's Cocoa Pops, Moon and Stars, and Corn Flakes is now available in 90 naira with 10% extra introductory offer. Go grab it now.
Breakfast time is Kellogg's time.
Wow, it's here!
What's that? What's here, Mom?
The new Maxi 20 hand sanitizer.
Tell me about it, Mom.
The new Maxi 20 hand sanitizer is carefully produced to help us fight germs and provide the right protection for every family.
Introducing the new Maxi 20 hand sanitizer to help you fight germs every day.
Mom, now I can clean up germs that touch my hand and be fine, right?
Yes, son, you can, because Maxi 20 will keep you protected.
Yippee!
Maxi 20, war on germs. Another quality product from Intercontinental Distillers Limited.
Ole, Durambé!
Ole kẹ̀ níbo ló wà?
Wọ́n wà lẹ́nu géètì ṣùgbọ́n géètì yẹn dúró dáadáa wọ́n lè ráyè wọlé.
Àyè mo gbé o.
Ọ̀gá Rufai, kí ló dé tẹ̀ ń wá mi lójú báyìí? A ní wọn ò lè wọlé.
Mo gbàgbé kọ́kọ́rọ́ sẹ́nu géètì ni o. Ẹ̀yin èèyàn wa, ọ̀rọ̀ lẹ ti gbọ́ yẹn o. Bí o bá sọ páṣíwọ̀dù rẹ, píìnì tàbí kóòdù OTP rẹ fún ẹnikẹ́ni bí ẹni gbàgbé kọ́kọ́rọ́ ilé rẹ̀ sẹ́nu géètì ni o. A jẹ́ wípé o ṣílẹ̀kùn fólè nù. Nítorí náà, má ṣe gba ìpè lọ́wọ́ ẹnikẹ́ni tí ó lè máa díbọ́ wípé òun ń pè láti Access Bank tàbí kí o ka àtẹ̀jíṣẹ́ tí ó ń béèrè píìnì rẹ, nọ́mbà tí ó wà lórí káàdì ìgbowójáde, ATM card, BVN àbí Access More app rẹ. Nítorí wípé Access Bank ò ní béèrè irú rẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ ẹnikẹ́ni o. Bí o bá wá fura wípé nǹkan ò dán mọ́rán pẹ̀lú àkáǹtì rẹ, yára kàn sí wa lórí ẹ̀rọ ìbánisọ̀rọ̀. Bí o bá sì sọ ẹ̀rọ àgbéká rẹ nù, yára tẹ *901*911# lórí fóònù ẹlòmíràn kí ọwọ́ àwọn olè má bàa tẹ owó rẹ o. Ojú làlákàn fi ń ṣọ́rí o. Access ojú ìfowópamọ́ lọ.
Mommy, let's play football. Mommy, help me push my bicycle. Mommy, jump rope. Mommy, here, let's play hide and seek. Mommy, let's have some Twisco. You need it.
It's easy to spot a Twisco kid because they seem to be so active. Introducing new Twisco chocolate drink powder, a unique blend of cocoa, milk, and malt, fortified with Enafort, a special blend of vitamins and minerals that helps give kids the vitality they need for an action-packed day.
Twisco, power your dream.
Uncle Dentist, wetin be cavities and how Colgate take dey protect my teeth from cavities? Shey dey use Kung Fu?
No, dear. Na hole for teeth dey cause most tooth pain wey be cavity. But if you use Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection, take brush every day. The confirmed formula go help keep natural calcium inside our teeth, wey go protect them from tooth decay.
Time don reach to upgrade to the world's most chosen toothpaste, Colgate, because Colgate locks calcium in.
And the Nigerian Dental Association, they recommend Colgate.
lẹ́nìkan bá ń bi mí ohun tí mo máa ṣe tí bá jowó tó tówó gidi mo ronú mílíọ̀nù kan náírà àbí ìyẹn ò tún nǹkan kan rárá bóyá pẹ̀lú bíi 5 tàbí 10 mo lè.
mú àlárẹ̀rẹ̀ rẹ ṣẹ pẹ̀lú ìpolongo Airtel Recharge and Blow níbi tí gbogbo èèyàn ti jẹ́ olúborí ra owó ìpè dójú àmì lọ́sọ̀ọ̀sẹ̀ kó o sì gbádùn ẹ̀bùn owó tó tó 100 mílíọ̀nù náírà. ìpolongo yìí ń wá sópin ní oṣù December ọdún 2021 fún àlàyé síwájú sí tẹ *444*4#.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
Milo! Yes!
Tell me first, why do I give you Milo every morning?
Because every day I play like a baller, I run like a sprinter, I learn like a scholar, so I need all the energy I can get, you see?
I see very well.
Give your kids winning energy. Milo Active Go, with the goodness of malts, milk, and cocoa, helps them make the most of every day. Milo, the energy to go further.
Anytime malaria show, Nakam Shalatem. Anytime malaria come, Shalatem. If malaria trouble you,
don't let malaria come out action for your body. Nakam Shalatem will be brand of anti-malaria wey contain Artemether and lumefantrine. Shalatem na medicine from Shalina Healthcare Nigeria. Then get Shalatem for every age group then. Make you remember to always use Shalatem with food. If symptoms no change after 3 days, go see your doctor.
Welcome back. It is still straight from the dailies. We're bringing you news straight from the newspapers this morning. Thank you very much, Facebook. We appreciate you for being here. On the next story I'm about to take, somebody else already made a comment, said as regards Femi Adesina's remark on security. This is from Abiodun Falaye on Facebook. As regards Femi Adesina's remarks on security, I have objection to that. There's no difference between security under Goodluck Jonathan and the president governance, but I suggest we should try a new party to strike a balance. No place is secured in Nigeria. What do you think, our analysts? Okay, let me read the story. The story is here in the Punch newspaper, and it says the special advisor to the president, Femi Adesina, has said that the Muhammadu Buhari regime has delivered quite well on its mandate to Nigerians. He said that the regime's performance was being assessed by an external neutral body and so far has been rated favorably. Adesina said this on Monday while speaking on the channel's TV program Politics Today, while fielding questions from about the ongoing 2-day midterm ministerial performance review retreat organized to assess progress made towards the achievement of the 9 key priorities of the Buhari regime. Adesina said that the regime was on track in delivering on its mandate. He said, yes, we have delivered on our promise to Nigeria. There are certain areas where the delivery is higher than in some areas, but for anybody to say it has been a complete failure, that will be a lie. He says, one, we met an insecure country, we went at it and there was some stability, and after a while it exploded again and became Hydra-headed. Before, the insurgency was the only issue, but now banditry, kidnapping and courtesan came in. So it's a serious issue. In all truth, we can compare the security situation of 2015 to what we have now. Or he says, can we compare? As of 2015, yes, it was only insurgency then, but the way bombs were going off like firecrackers in all cities, can we compare that to today? And now, yes, I can. Before we say, how can we? What are their measures? I guess to determine that in 2015, I mean, he's made some valid points that things are not what they used to be in 2015. The things we are dealing with now are different, and it's all across the world. It's not just a Nigerian thing. So what are your thoughts on this?
You know, Roger, those who came out with this, what do I call it? Is it an axiom or an aphorism or I don't know what to call it.
Okay.
Beauty is always in the eyes of the beholder.
Right.
Barrister, the beautiful knows he or she is beautiful.
Because the only thing that Adesina and his brother Garba have been mouthing all along is bombs going off, and yes, thank God the bombs are not going off. But what have we gained? Have we not lost more people without the bombs going off? Have we not lost more children? Have we not lost more fathers? Have we not lost more mothers? Have families not been displaced? That Nigerians are running to Republic of Benin for safety. In Jonathan's time, people were not yet running outside Nigeria now. Now, our people are displaced persons in neighboring countries. You see, I don't know what governance has turned into, because it appears now a bundle of deceit, you know. Run by, deceitful...
Deceiving themselves first, which is what they don't realize before thinking they're deceiving other people, right?
Exactly. How can anybody be saying that? Plato just said, he's putting out a challenge. I'm sure he would tell...
of course, it's not even a challenge. It's a call to duty. It's not a challenge. And I said, Femi Adesina does not need to travel from Abuja to Ibadan by road. He should just travel from Akure to Ibadan by road by 6:30. He can leave without entourage, leave Akure at 6:30 and then drive down to Ibadan, and I'm sure there will be testimonies afterwards. Now the thing is this, like the Yorubas would say, they said the leper said two things. He said, I gave him a punch and then I crashed his body. And that's the way I see the additional statement. Now, you rightly asked, what metrics have they been using? He said, bombs were flying. That's true. Bombs are no longer flying, but bullets are flying now. And the question you want to ask, or the question any ordinary person wants to ask, is what's the difference between the bombs flying and the bullets flying?
It's not killing people still at the end of the day. And I think that's what they are taking their eyes away from what really matters. And it just goes back to
and I think
people
one thing about the truth also is that it has a way of rearing its ugly head. In the end, Additional also considered that now the issues have exploded. But the question the truth he did not face here is how. When Nigerians were telling the man in Aso Rock to declare these criminal minds criminals rather than begin to treat them with kid's glove, what did they do? They said that they were not, ready. Rather than do the needful, they were painting a picture of, a phobia for a particular set of people or a particular trade. And, we now have what we have because other persons have hijacked it because they've seen it as a very lucrative business.
Right.
Now, how many times did you hear of robbery? That's the truth. Someone said that thing, said, when last did you hear of a robbery incident? When you know that you can easily kidnap, there is enough landscape,
right,
and the space is there, kidnap and get your ransom with less trouble. Knowing full well that different state governments and the federal government are going to make news when the released person who had paid ransom has been released.
Right.
And then they will take them and say, we got them released.
Yes. Somebody has a point here.
Robbery has been left to the neophytes. The babies in the crime world now do robbery. The big boys
raise your kitchen, ask for food.
Carry your laptop, carry your phone.
Somebody made a point here on Facebook, Barrister. It says from Eze Udene, who says, good morning, family. That huge money for what would destroy our lives and less money for the things that save our lives, e.g. education and hospitals. And I think because we talked about research, if we, sort of booster our education system, wouldn't we have students who will be thinking about, like even talking about this creating weapons, localized weapons, etc. Our education system sometimes has the most money goes into our education system. So does he have a point about how if we actually pump more money into this idea to create local weapons?
Okay. There was a vox pop that was carried out by a group in a university environment, during the matriculation of the students. And the students were asked, one after the other, yes, what program are you running?
I think I saw that.
BSc something. And he said, okay, what is
the meaning of BSc?
BSc?
Wow.
A matriculating student hoping to get a BSc does not know what BSc stands for. That is the state of Nigerian education as of today. You see, look,
that's why I think this gentleman has a point.
He has a very solid point, because you ask yourself what the future will be like the way we are. If they want to make all of us into terrorists, yes, we can invest.
What even came to my head, Barrister, is what is the issue with sponsoring projects? If you see a student who is interested, you say, okay, we have this dedicated fund. If your project research is into arms development and the likes, okay,
you can access.
It's going to be funded. You can access that fund.
All right.
You're going to. I've seen some projects at the University of Ibadan and Ife, for instance.
Let me tell you. You see this country. My very good friend Wole Adebayo, is also a lawyer, and he was at Tanko's birthday celebration, and he delivered a paper, and then he argued that the problem with Nigeria is that it started as this talks about rural Niger company and all that stuff. It started as a business.
Of course,
it has continued as a business. It is a business. And if it is not checkmated, it is going to continue forever.
But Barrister, it is not run like a business.
But whether the business is being run well is another question entirely. Okay. But what we find here is, look, government comes out and says, okay, there's this special pool fund, for farmers to access. One would have expected that the farmers in Ibarakwa, in Nasarawa, and all of these places will be the rightful people to access.
No, barrister, farmers actually access it. The farmers in the civil service, in the offices.
That's not the actual farmers.
They are all farmers. Everybody's investing something.
Okay, let me take some of the comments on Facebook. Alabody Anthony Ajayi says, good morning to the integrity team. Yeah, bombs are not going off like in 2015, but more lives have been wasted. People taking refuge in Benin. Let Mr. Additional travel from Akure to Ijebu by 5:30 p.m. and he will shout Eureka. I had to shout it the way I thought he was saying. Okay, he says PMB and his cabinet have put us in the quagmire. Why is federal government not pumping money into food production, health and education rather than arms? This Baba next level of clueless leadership, well, deserves an award. All right, let's take this call real quickly. While we're taking that call, Akeem Adeya, he says, can we in all sincerity disagree that the violence has abated recently? It is certainly not like it used to be. So you see different people with different angles. Let's take this call. Awoyemi Samuel says, Ekaro Ekwetu. Okay, let me just not do Yoruba lessons this morning. John Amin says, let Additional keep deceiving himself. Bombs are no longer flying, but kidnappers, bandits, herdsmen are flying. Hello, good morning.
Okay, yes, good morning.
Good morning, okay, good morning.
Good morning. Who's speaking, please?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, my brother.
This is the voice of Omo Basharon.
Okay, Omo Basharon, good to have you here.
How to manage things is our problem in this country. All these so-called our leaders cannot manage their own very well. What kind of Nigeria as a nation? That is the problem. So managing is the problem. What do they really understand about the management? Of course. Good morning. Have a nice day.
Okay, thank you. And our text, this is from Boyega. Morning. As Femi Additional talk is very cheap. I think he has just received another envelope full of foreign currencies from the president. He says security is worse off now in the country than 2015. Femi Additional should stop this trash talk. All right, let's take this next call. Hello, good morning. I wanted us to look at this issue with this whole APC former governors. Hello, good morning. Hello, Reverend Koye. Good morning.
Good morning, Barrister and Plato.
Good morning, Reverend.
I'm surprised you are surprised at the comments like that of Femi Additional.
Right.
You see, the truth of the matter is, Femi Additional and his likes, I call them political anger-ons. They are the one that is not making government to perform. They are the one that is giving government false information about things. They speak just because they are there, and they shy away from reality.
Right.
You see, the truth of it is, what is wrong in receiving comments from the people and acting on it?
Exactly.
We have the right to express our demands. We are the people you are there for. So why shouldn't we talk? Why should an external body anywhere be assessing government when we that are the one bearing the brunt, they are not taking our word serious? So it's general, all of them. That's why you see, when you see a die-hard supporter of any of these politicians, they just speak for their favor at all times.
Right.
Even when they are doing what is not right. I always say it, supporting a politician ends after election. Immediately after election, we must keep them on their toes and let them perform.
Right,
Good morning.
Thank you very much, Reverend Koye.
And I think it's important, Reverend, that we should understand table manners. You don't talk while eating.
Well, you see, the way I see
You don't talk to where you're eating. You don't poo-poo where you're eating.
I think we have not grown up yet, to understand the difference between an individual occupying an office and that office itself.
Okay.
That there is, to whom should a public servant owe his loyalty? Should it be to the constitution? Should it be to the president? Because in Nigeria, one finds that And loyalty is owed to the latter. That is the individual.
Okay.
And that is where we're getting it wrong.
All right. Okay. Thank you all for your messages. We see more people are trying to call in, and I know obviously it's with regards to this security thing. I don't know if there's a point to go into this next story real quick, but I wanted to ask: are people just afraid of an ambitious woman? This whole story of acting chairman conspiring with Ajimobi's wife to hijack Oyo APC. What are your thoughts on? I don't know if you've heard the story, but I mean, what's wrong with her being ambitious and going into politics?
It's not even just about the wife of the former governor.
Yes.
It's now about who takes 2023. Now, don't forget that there are so many people on the line. You have Teslim Folari, you have Tigbe, you have Adelabu, and I know that there are some newbies coming into the fray. So it's a question of
what role is she playing in this mix?
Well, to a large extent, they still see her,
Okay. Yes,
those who are loyal to the Ajimobi camp still see her as a rallying point. And so they feel that it could turn the tide. They had issues of course, although not pronounced as that of the PDP, but they had issues during the World Congresses, the local government congresses, and now the state congress, because that goes a long way. So it's understandable.
If you are talking about hijacking, who is hijacking what?
Exactly.
The people of Oyo State, were already getting used to an Penkele mess, Adebayo Abi, what's his name now? Adelabu. People were already getting used to that. Until all of a sudden somebody came. Who hijacked? Is it Folari that hijacked or Florence Ajimobi that is hijacking? Anybody can hijack anything hijackable within the political party, because we know that is what we usually
and I think like someone once said, he said in the party of jackals, okay, the rule is actually the unfair. So it's not.
I don't know what the outcry is. They feel that obviously because the husband is now she's supposed to just
kind of politics,
disappear into
with the kind of politics we play in this part of the world. Ego will finally determine. Ego will finally determine who Jagbas.
Well,
who's
see,
going to Jagba.
Okay, well, let's see. I'm glad that obviously she's not just disappeared into nothingness, and that if she has political ambitions, she's like every other Nigerian, and she has the right
to back it up.
And the money.
That financial chest is the most important.
The way Parisa is saying, and the money. Anyway, don't worry. You will eventually.
But that is the way they play it here.
Okay.
That's the way they play it here.
Okay.
Ronnie, if you have all the ideas in the world and you don't have that financial war chest,
that is why people like us are here.
They are just dreaming. Okay.
Those who have the money are the ones who are on the field.
Let me just
who have the ideas are in the studio talking.
One of the regular listeners on the show chatted me up sometime and said, Plato, you need to contest. And I said, okay, do you have 100 million naira to give me for free? And he said, for what? I said, you want me to contest? You must be ready to gift away 100 million. And he said, and he was putting up good ideas, and I started laughing. And I told her, I said, see,
you see,
good ideas die at the table of birth.
For as long as this is the way we play it, our achievements will not be anything more than they have told us. You see, because right now, the only good thing that Nigeria has been able to perfect, according to them, is Kilishi. How to preserve Kilishi.
All right, Elsie Morales says, good morning, Ronke. It's clear that the government of Nigeria and the APC have no concrete plans or program for the development of Nigeria. They are running Nigeria on a whim. Someone sleeps, wakes up, and gets an idea, and bam, it becomes a national policy. That's not how to run a country. But those in government aren't interested in the welfare of the citizenry. Everyone is gearing up for 2023. What a big shame. I don't know why I have a feeling of dread when Buhari said they'd begin local production of arms. Here's a president that pardons terrorists and feeds them. I wonder they truly want to use those locally produced arms on. Good morning. Thank you very much. Abu Kasim says, good morning to you all in the studio. Plateau is right with his analysis as regards insecurity. Femi Adesina is vocal, but he should travel by 6:30 p.m. from Akure to Ibadan by road, as said by Plateau. This insecurity is not ending as expected. To me, it is not ending because they are sabotaging.
No, someone already added the new twist. He said from Akure to Djibouti. That's also another.
Hello, good morning.
Okay.
All right. Wow. Exactly. Nobody wants to die. This text from Madonna Kakwisi says, we only need to standardize the arms and ammunition for each of the paramilitary organs of the government and determine. Hello, good morning.
Hello,
good morning. Good morning. Who's speaking, please?
Alhaji Assalam from Coca-Cola.
From Coca-Cola. Good to have you here. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, Yeah, I think we should have been used to Femi Adesina, Garba Shehu, Lai Mohammed, and Etta, because the government came in through propaganda and lies, and they have been able to sustain this government from 2015 with propaganda and lies. So I don't know.
Nothing surprising there.
Plato will say, what they are doing now is straight to him. It only don't need to be straight to us because that's the joker they came up with and they have been sustaining it. If not, in the Senate crime, I don't expect this government to have lasted this longer. With protest and counter-protest, we are just we are in a circle. We are moving in a circle.
Thank you.
The education, we are not moving up, and we are going down. Security.
Thank you, Alhaji.
So I don't know.
Thank you. I know. Thank you very much, Alhaji. We appreciate that. All right, a few people are echoing Plato here. It says, Asu Femi Adesina is God is his belly. Ojuaye Lami says, as regards Femi Adesina, you don't talk while eating, table manners. Fasasi Abdul Kadir Abiodun says, good morning, the panelists. Femi Adesina is only doing the biddings of his paymaster. And remember, he was put there to launder the images of the president and presidency. He's nothing but a bootlicker of his puppeteer. And yes, he's doing his job. I mean, the last time people were laughing at Tolu Ogunlesi when he was asked about, whether Twitter was a good idea. And I really did pity him. I felt for him because I could see him obviously battling with what was sane and then what he had to do, which was, his job.
What's the other guy's name? The Jonathan Sierra, Femi.
Okay, Ruben about.
Have you listened to him recently?
On his TV show.
If something comes to you that probably when they get into Aso,
yes, they have to do the job.
They deposit their conscience at the gate.
Okay.
They deposit their conscience at the gate.
Yes, I think I agree with the fact that
when they finish their evil work,
their reasoning at the gate to take on a new flow of reasoning.
Femi Adesina will still come and be talking like us.
And he will become a columnist with any major newspaper now and condemn the government of the day.
Okay, thank you very much, Plato. Thank you very much, Plato, Barrister, for joining us, for being here. Thank you for being a part of the program. Thank you for listening. Thank you for calling in and your text messages as well and messages on Facebook. We appreciate them. Thank you so much. We're back at 8 o'clock as we continue this conversation of the Day of the Girl Child. And so make sure to join me at 8 o'clock. I'll have two guests in the studio where we'll be having a really interesting conversation. Until then, I'm Ronke Giwa on Nafuwa. Good morning.
Splash FM 105.5.
For those wondering why Schweppes now comes in a new ginger flavor, experience tells us. The boldest flavors have the most character. Introducing new Schweppes Ginger, a new flavor made with over 200 years of experience.